Hi, sluts. It's been a minute. I had to take a quick break. March was kind of cursed. I just had to grow through what I was going through, okay? It was a lot. Lots going on. I was taking these really shitty classes that weren't great. Some of them are over now. Enjoying a little spring break before I get back to it, and wanted to kind of redial here and focus in on what I really want Saint Slut to be. And what it is it's really intended to be a community for women. And in my recent virality on TikTok, I've attracted more men, which can be really disappointing for me, but I guess that's just the cost of being a beautiful woman. I was recently introducing my boyfriend to AO3 fanfiction, which he is completely... I thought that everybody knew that. I thought it was common knowledge that with movie franchises, TV franchises, just any story franchise, there's going to be smut. You could find the craziest pairings on AO3. I'm talking, I read yaoi about Bobby Shmurda and 6ix9ine. I can't make this up. I think the most satisfying smut for me recently has been Red Dead Redemption 2 smut, and it's always polyamory throuple, where you're dating both Arthur Morgan and Dutch Vanderland at the same time. But I gotta say, I do like it. What do you say, sluts? Am I bound to be in the polycule? Is that my destiny? Men have always been accused of being the porn consumers, but you can not tear a bitch away from our fan fiction. I think that it also just serves as a means of transporting you away from this reality, especially in this hyper-capitalist world. All we want to do is escape, and reading and writing, it really tends to be great pathways for that. Yeah, it's a tough world we're living in, and reading books really tend to be an escape. I remember there was this mystery series that I read as a little girl. It was called Gilda Joyce or something, and I remember reading that over the summer, and it's just like the feeling of reading a mystery during the summertime. Mystery books and the summertime, nothing is a better read for me than that. But I read this series called Gilda Joyce, and it really just gave me such a feeling, and I'm chasing that feeling in every single book or story that I read. I've been trying to emulate that, and it's really a one of one experience. I think there's so many guys who say that they write smut, and guys suck as smut writers. Nobody can articulate sex like women can. I think I read something one time that said more women consume Reddit porn than men. I don't know if that's true, but where are you girls at? All is that to say, I do condemn the porn industry. I don't know all the caveats or the ins and outs, but it's a vicious place, and a lot of girls are being trafficked or underage, and that's just sick. That's what makes women the superior sex, is because we consume ethical porn, like writing. Oftentimes, porn is used to exploit women, or it's never really to the benefit of the women that are in the porn. I think that the OnlyFans trope and the success there is really a myth, and I think that it's incredibly hard to make money as an OnlyFans model without working for an agency, and without putting in so much work that it's really like a part-time job. And granted, I mean, look at me. I have this podcast talks about sex and sexual liberation, experimentation, exploring yourself in that way, but unless this is something that truly like speaks to your soul, this is how I free myself. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do to understand myself better, and what makes me feel inspired and liberated and confident is sex. And I'm sure that's the case for some women. I'm sure that's the case for some OnlyFans models. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot of work to really become successful as that. I think a lot of girls believe that they'll be able to just take some cute little pictures of themselves in their panties and in front of the mirror and, you know, make millions off of that. And I do wish it were that easy. But as men become more and more addicted to porn, you know, the things that you're going to have to do as one of those content creators is going to become more and more intense. You can't become a successful OnlyFans model and not show hole anymore. So again, I do believe that there's certainly some women who are meant to be doing it, who really enjoy doing it, who have great stories, but that's not the overarching narrative there. So if you want to make millions off of something, or if you want to be successful at something, do something that you love, because honestly nothing comes easily anymore. So you're gonna have to, it's gonna take work. If you're going to work towards something, let it be something that you really do enjoy. And I do feel like revealing yourself on the internet that way, it's like you're allowing people to cast an evil eye on you. Showing your most intimate parts online can be really dangerous for you spiritually. So yeah, be careful, and especially the people, because you can be the sweetest, kindest girl on OnlyFans, but let me tell you, the people that are consuming it are low vibrational, evil people, and to have somebody like that interacting with photos of you is just not ideal. So protect yourself, take care of yourself, please. I'd also like to acknowledge that there's a lot of really evil smut on AO3 as well. Some really heinous things. The people that write that stuff need to go to jail. Okay, it is now time for Spilled Thoughts. I have a viewer call in here who wanted to share a confession. Let's hear what she has to say.
I have to be totally honest. I wasn't planning on doing this, but spilled thoughts.
Hey, Saint Slut. I went to call in, and it's not really a confession, it's more of a question. Have you ever fantasized about hooking up with your husband's best friend or your boyfriend's best friend? I have recently found myself reading HBF Smut, Husband's Best Friend Smut, and it's really about like Joel from The Last of Us, and he's your husband's best friend, and your husband is kind of just like a clean cut office guy, but you get rugged Joel in there, and you just have this filthy secret amongst one another.
Yes, girl, I have wanted to hook up with my boyfriend's friend. I actually wanted both of them at the same time. The other day, I was actually at the beach, and I saw a girl alone with 5 guys. She looked safe, she looked happy, she was smiling, she was laughing. They were not her brother, because they did not look nothing like her. And I said, God, I've seen what you've done for others. I think that risk is what makes sex really sexy, and that's what fuels so many people's kinks. I think I've come to know more people that have breeding kinks, especially with the state of the economy, and socially it's more risky to have kids. So people that are actually having kids right now are very irresponsible. Responsible people are not having kids right now, I'll tell you that much. If I were to not be an optimist, I would quite literally die. So I try to be hopeful, and I think that remaining hopeful in hopeless times is a true act of rebellion. I really pray for everybody in the world. I think when you tap into the greater subconscious, you can feel that there's so much pain right now, an intense amount of pain. We're really, really hurting as a people. So doing what you're called to do is also serving the greater good of everybody else, because you're maintaining yourself and keeping yourself happy. And that's not to say that we shouldn't be doing the work for the people who are truly suffering at the hands of our leaders. But it is to say that if you're hanging on by a thread, you gotta take care of yourself. Okay, sluts, that's today's episode. I will catch you all next week. Sluts, thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Each episode corresponds with a Substack essay, so if you want to hear more of Saint Slut's thoughts, you can find us there. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, X, and the audio podcast is uploaded on Spotify. See you next week.